Oh yeah, Grenada, Carrico, Pidimanik, and the rest of the world. How are you doing, people? Welcome to another Mikey Live segment. It's right here. It's happening, people. Jano. Olia, there are so many things that we have to tell Olia about tonight, boy. A lot of things we have to tell Olia about. It was a very interesting weekend for our soca artists. We had Mr. Killer, Little Von, Little Natty and Thunder, Mr. Legs, Mandela Links, Motorcade, welcome. Listen, this weekend, yeah boy, it was a bumper weekend. So we're going to talk about that. We have other very important things to tell you about tonight as well. We have a little notice from the Grenada Bureau of Standards. We also need to talk to you about the Digital March Madness. Also, St. George's resident remanded into custody. We'll talk about that. Live ammunition training. Man on firearm and drug charges. The body of a Wester Hall resident has been found. PWU results, we'll talk about that as well. And it was a rough weekend for firefighters in St. Lucia. So brace yourself for that. There also may be something on the horizon in terms of some sort of collaboration between the Calypso artist, soca artist, and tourism. How? We will tell you about that later on the program. I want to encourage you guys to share the program. I want to encourage you all to share the business. You see, when you share the business, that's how other people get to know what's going on in the business. Yeah? Now, folks, this is news discussed, not told. We do things in an unconventional, untraditional way. For some, it may be uncomfortable. You understand? But a small thing. And I mean, anyway, I will tell somebody to tell somebody else that the program is on. And you see, when we come back, yo, here what's going on. It's going to be real news in Ole Lily Lolo. So brace all yourself. Yes, we want to let you know that the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of Duty Free Caribbean and the Colombian Emeralds International and WPG10. Speaking of WPG10, we'd like to welcome our viewers on WPG10. We are talking about cable channels 10 and 11. People, when we come back, we're going to mash up the place. Stay tuned.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world. We can't wait for carnival, drinking rum and getting on, roaming all over the town. That is how we are with fun. Whoa. Ooh yeah, ooh oh, ooh yeah. Well, foreigners from all over coming down to Grenada. Yes, they like in the job. Yes, they like in Spice Mass. Ooh oh, ooh yeah, ooh oh. Grenada for the world. They can't wait for us to come. They can't wait for us to come. Oh, you come. Split the rum, bring the girls. They can't get in your section.
And so it begins, a journey like no other. Jungles so lush, they make emeralds jealous. Water that sparkles like diamonds. Mountains with more facets than precious gems. This is where good times are had, where love is strengthened, where memories are formed. And when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will never fade. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
Trying to get fit for 2019? Then start your journey to fitness with Quartz. Buy any Marcy or Land Ranger gym equipment for $4.99 and over from now until March 31st and enter for your chance to win your purchase free. Shop now and pay nothing until Easter 2019. Your journey to fitness begins with Quartz. Visit us today for your gym equipment and enter to win. Quartz, bringing value home.
All right, so let's say again, official welcome to everybody tuned in to this Mikey Live program. Again, we want to say hello to the people tuned in on Facebook, boy. Yeah, welcome to you guys. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so folks, the first thing that I have to tell all you is about the Grenada Bureau of Standards. They have released a draft standard for public comments. All right, and they say that they would like you to know about that. All right. Now, it will be there will be a series of consultations, okay, and it will be talking about certain things like, for example, specifications for hollow concrete blocks, specifications for packaged water, and specification for pneumatic passenger tires. All right, so they are saying that keeping these in mind, you are invited to attend some of the consultations so that they can receive your feedback on a quality standard that may affect the operations of your business. Okay, they are asking you to also call into the bureau for further details on this. Okay, so please be guided accordingly. Now, the next thing that we have to tell you about, boys, Dr. Kenny Anthony. He arrives in Grenada for the annual lecture on the Grenada Revolution. And according to the organizers, they say that all systems are in place for the 4th annual March 13 lecture, which is going to be happening tomorrow, March 12th, with the arrival of Grenada in Grenada today, March 11th, the guest speaker, Dr. Kenny Anthony. And of course, Dr. Kenny Anthony is the former Prime Minister of St. Lucia. Now, the lecture takes place tomorrow at the Grenada Trade Center, and it will be starting at 6:30 p.m. and it is open to members of the public. Now, Dr. Anthony is a former law lecturer who was one of the longest-serving heads of department in the Faculty of Law, UWI, that's the UWI Cave Hill campus, and he will speak on the topic, the impact of the Grenada Revolution on the region, the St. Lucia experience. All right, guys, and so they're inviting you to come and be part of this lecture. Folks, it was an exciting weekend for the entertainers, boy. The men who went to represent Grenada in Trinidad and Tobago and placed really well. They did really good. So there was a little event in Guave. Well, I can't call it event. Listen, all them boys and them get kind of star treatment and thing, people. Little Natty and Thunder, Mandela Links, Mr. Killer, Mr. Legs. Listen, people, it was good. It was a really interesting experience. So they had a nice little ceremony where you had the ministers who were speaking and so on. And then after that, it was massively lolo. Folks, it was a really good one. There seemed to be something on the horizon as well. According to Minister Clarice Modest Cohen, she was talking about a synergy between soca music, between our culture and tourism. And it seems like our artists will be given more opportunities to interface with visitors of our beautiful island. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what's gonna happen. You know, time alone will tell. All right, she says, you know, we need that kind of exposure of our music to people who visit our beautiful island. Now, folks, prior to the event in Guave, there was a welcome ceremony that was held on the Maurice Bishop International Airport. But if you see people, you understand, Mr. Killer was given a star welcome, a hero's welcome. He and all the other artists whose names I've just mentioned, the Mandela, the Little Vaughn, and so on, people, Mr. Legs and so. And he spoke of his accomplishment, his achievement, and some of his challenges getting there.
I want to say thanks to my mother.
All the time. Yes, most definitely. Don't cry, baby. Take it easy. I cry for you. Mama, I love you. You're a good man. You're a good heart. Yes. And the wife.
I want to say thanks to my mother, not for just being my mother, but first and foremost, teaching me how to pray.
Yes. Amen. Amen. Yes.
She tell me, no matter what nobody say,
no,
you have to worry about what the Father says.
Yes. All the time.
This moment make me remember when some people told me that I wouldn't be nothing.
No, that joke.
When some people told me that I wouldn't make it, you know?
No, that is just them. God stronger than man, baby.
My struggles and my pain has been the seeds, and my tears has been the water to those seeds. And today here I am, coming home with a crown that nobody thought it was possible.
Yeah, but God knows what's possible. God knows what's possible, baby.
I just want to say to everybody this evening, believe in yourself until the world believes in you.
Yes!
Forward ever, never give up.
That's all. Never.
All right, and that's Mr. Killer encouraging persons to not give up and speaking briefly about his experience. A little hear chilling in the back there. And the wife, I never hear that yet. No, folks, it was a really, really, really good one. You know, hardly ever do you get Grenadians to come out all for one cause. And this was more than just soca music, people. It was more than just soca music. It was Grenadians coming together for a common cause. The only other time you get that happening is around election time. You understand? So the motorcade and everything else that followed. You understand? Look at that, you know. And everything else that followed was good for us as a people.
With a month of it, ready to just run. I heard a voice talking in my head. He said, go to the bed. You can go to your bed. So I said, who is talking? And where you from? The voice tell me, my name is Mr. Rum. You hear the iron? That means stop. Don't let no party style you. Mash it up flat. It doesn't pick up something. And before I go, see my mother. I'm going to give her a round of applause.
Pick up something, anything. Oh God, pick up something, anything. Anyway, so Mr. Killer, Mandela Links, Vaughn, Little Natty, and Thunder, right? Mr. Legs, they all put us on the map. Yeah? They all contributed in one way or the next. And so we have to thank them for putting us together as a nation again and giving us reasons to celebrate. You know what I mean? Big up all the whole self. And speaking of celebration, people, I want to tell you about our vibes. Alright? So there's a relationship between Digicel and Mikey Live. I want to make that clear. And so, Digicel, folks, has something in store for all you. And I say, well, all you can just do it so. You all have to come on the program and tell the people about the business. So we have the marketing executive to tell us about the business for what's happening in March.
Good night, Mikey Live. I am Shanika Peters, Marketing Executive of Digicel Grenada, and tonight I am here to let you know all about our March Madness promotion. Now, our March Madness promotion, as some of you guys may know, is all about madness with Digicel. And this year, we are here to give you more, and the more you do, the more you get to win. So all you have to do is top up $15 or more. You activate any LTE bundle. You signed up for a postpaid plan or pay your bill in full and on time, and you would be in for a chance to win. Now, every day starting from tomorrow, we would be selecting 2 lucky winners, a postpaid customer and a prepaid customer, and you would be rewarded with awesome gifts. Now, this promotion runs for the next 3 weeks, so I am encouraging each and every one of our Digicel customers to visit our Digicel store, top up $15 or more, activate a bundle, sign up for a postpaid plan, and you can be in for a chance to win. And remember, every Saturday we would be having a Dash for Cash promotion. So hold your phone near to you, pay attention to our social media, and just like that, you can be in for a chance to win up to $1,000 in cash.
Thank you very much, Shanika. And by the way, just for all to know, Shanika is also a part of the Mikey Life family. And I mean, so when we go out for carnival and thing, expect to see Shanika. You know? Yeah, man, it's pure action. Yeah, yes. Anyway, folks, I want to be clear on something. Sometimes we have to stop looking at situations too negatively and understand the positives about things that we see, even if it looks like it's happening in a negative way. And on Saturday, so many people wanted to see Mr. Killer perform and see how people react to it. And live was kicking cane until Mr. Killer came on stage and started singing Run With It. And the internet literally broke. The internet literally broke. And instead of people appreciating the fact that, hey, probably for the first time, a Grenadian broke the internet, everybody complaining about live sticking. I never see that yet. But all is slow, so the man broke the internet, give the man the credit. The man broke the internet. And if all you want, I can get an official, a technician, to confirm that with you guys, that the internet was broken on Saturday. Anyway, let me leave that talk. But everybody, oh, that live sticking. And anyway, let me leave that talk. Credit to you guys, you all broke them people you all broke the government internet. Now let's get down to some serious business. Police have arrested and charged the St. George's resident in connection with a series of housebreaking in the Southern Policing District. Now, I'd like to let you know that this is an update to a story that we told you on Friday. Now, apparently, there was some sort of variation in the name of the person that was given, who was involved in this. All right? And so, because of that, we want to make it absolutely clear that the police have since updated that information, and we would like to disseminate that to you as well for the avoidance of doubt. Now, charges of 3 counts of housebreaking and stealing and 1 count of stealing was laid against Roger Boris. All right? And not Robert. Roger Boris, 49 years, maintenance worker of Coffeebowl Hill, St. George. Now, the offenses were reported to have occurred between February 6th and the 28th, 2019. Now, Boris appeared at the St. George's Magistrates Court on Thursday, 7th March 2019 and was remanded to custody. Now, he will reappear at the St. George's Magistrates Court on March 15, 2019, and the police say that their investigations are continuing. Earlier, more information coming out from the police. Now, the Royal Grenada Police Force will be conducting live ammunition training at the Pearls Airstrip, and that's at Camp Raymond, St. Andrew, and that will be happening on the 12th of March. So that will be tomorrow, God's willing, between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. Now, we are telling you that because we want animal owners and the general public to please be advised that you need to exercise extreme caution should use of the area be an absolute necessity. Now, the Royal Grenada Police Force solicits the support and cooperation of the general public, and in particular, members of the surrounding communities. Please be guided accordingly. Right, how are we looking for time? Oh yeah, now the next thing that I have to tell all you boy, a man has gotten himself in trouble. Okay, a businessman has gotten himself in trouble. So we will tell you about that. Okay, let me just get some footage for you. Okay. So, one man who appeared at the St. George's Magistrates Court on Monday, 11th March, that is today, charged with possession of illegal firearm and ammunition and trafficking in a controlled drug, has been granted bail in the sum of $200,000 with 2 sureties. Andrew Roberts, 49 years old, he's a businessman of Lamode, St. Patrick, was nabbed after police intercepted and searched a vehicle along the Hubbard Blaze Street, St. George, on Friday, 8th March 2019, resulting in the seizure of 3 kilograms of cocaine, 1 Stojan Koga 9mm pistol, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, you know, me not custom with them kind of business, and 15 rounds of 9mm ammunition. Now, Roberts, who will reappear in court on July 8th, 2019 as part of his bail conditions, has been ordered to surrender all traffic documents, seek permission from the court to leave the state, and report to the Sauters police station twice weekly. Meanwhile, during another police operation on Friday, 8th March 2019, 98 pounds of cannabis was seized in the Grand Mall area, St. George, and no one was arrested. But police say that they are continuing their investigation into that matter. We are about to move on. How are we looking for time? All right, boy, yeah, boy, that Ethiopian airline boy. I tried to put a story together, but between me and him, I want to leave it alone. You know, it's just too, it's heartbreaking. And now, how much? I think it's about 157, I think, passengers died. Something within that vicinity. And now, footage is coming out. There are footage from persons on the plane. There are footage from persons on the ground. It's just getting to be more and more heartbreaking, that story. You know, you don't hear about plane crashes all the time, but when you do, it just breaks your heart. All right, folks, we want to move on to another story. And an autopsy is pending to determine the cause of death of Byron Joseph. He's an 87-year-old man of Westerhall, St. David, who disappeared while swimming at the Las Vegas Beach, St. David, on Monday, 4th March 2019. Now, Joseph's partially decomposed body was discovered approximately 8:30 a.m. on Sunday, 10th March 2019 at the Corinth Beach, St. David. Now, the Royal Grenada Police Force said they want to extend condolence to the family and friends of the deceased and would like to thank the media and the public for your assistance. Now, we've been telling you about that story of this individual who had gone missing. You know, it took the police a couple of days, and they eventually was able to locate the body of the 87-year-old who went missing. How are we looking for time? Folks, so the results are in, and in case you missed it, Rachel Roberts has been re-elected as the president of the Grenada Public Workers Union. Now, she defeated her rival Brian Grimes, who was the former PRO of her executive. The votes went 422 to 366 in favor of Roberts. Her executive reads as follows: President Rachel Roberts, and the second vice president is Arthur Pear. The assistant secretary is Deanna Isaac, and the assistant secretary again is Margaret Goddard. Then The first vice president is Mr. Devon, that's actually Dr. Devon Francis. We got to put the handle on there. The actual secretary, I know I have it, it's somewhat fragmented. The secretary is Agnes Agatha Alexis. The treasurer, Paula Phillip. The public relations officer is going to be Daisy Hazard. All right, now the executive will be active for 2 years. Okay, the next elections will be in 2021. Okay, how are we looking for time right now? We're looking good? Awesome. Now, the next thing that we have to tell all you about, boy, not only here in Grenada are we on alert for fires and so on. In St. Lucia, they too have had their fair share of dealing with fires. Now, in this story, we will tell you about a series of fires that firefighters had to deal with in St. Lucia. In fact, they too had a situation where an aircraft caught fire and they had to put out that blaze. We now go over to St. Lucia for that story.
Sunday, March 10th, the St. Lucia Fire Service, SLFS, were put on alert from a small aircraft with smoke emanating from its cabin. Officers from the George Charles Fire Hall responded to the call. Fire personnel were able to keep the fire under control.
The officers reported that the aircraft landed safely without any incident, and the aircraft was checked out by mechanics at the scene. There are certain protocols that are put in place that the pilots themselves have to observe, but there is a direct link between the control tower and the fire service. So in case of emergency, usually the tower has a direct line. You just pick up the phone and it rings at the fire station. So the officers are put on alert immediately. Like I said, there's already a protocol in place. So once that mechanism is activated, the officers are already on standby.
Officers were also called to put out the flames of a burning structure in the north.
The sole fire call was at Bocage, which occurred on Sunday, the 10th of March at approximately 24 minutes past midnight. The officers responded to that structure, which was fully engulfed and subsequently completely destroyed. The officers reported that the sole occupant of the structure was not of sound mind, which may have resulted in the destruction of that particular property.
The SLFS responded to reports of a car accident in the south.
No fire calls were recorded for that period. There was also one motor vehicle accident which our officers attached to the Viewport Fire Station responded to. However, the persons on that scene refused transportation.
The SLFS received over 81 ambulance responses, with the North registering over 50 calls. Gina Filippi, HCS News Force.
Well, that, my friends, is a lot. Just before we go further, there was one of the stories that I somewhat overlooked. All right, that I just want to go back to for here. Now, over 300 athletes gathered at the National Stadium on Saturday to compete for their clubs in the Grenada Athletics Association National Championships. Now, the meet, which was poorly attended by the general public, featured athletes over the Tri-Island state who represented 25 different clubs, and they participated against each other in keen competition, and for some with the goal of qualifying for the Carifta Games in the Cayman Islands on April 20th, and that goes to the 22nd. Now, the St. David Trailblazers finished the games in first position on 188.5 points, with South City Rising Stars on 122 points in second, and Ace Track Club rounding up the top three on 84. The games was highlighted by Kelsey Morel's stellar performance in the girls' shot put, as she broke the meet record with a first throw of 15.8 meters, then broke that mark with a second throw of 15.91 meters, easily qualifying for Carifta. All right. Now, the next thing that we have to tell all you about, boy, well, if you think Grenada is the only place that there's problems with the teachers and the government, think again. St. Lucia teachers were not in the classroom today. Instead, they reported for an emergency meeting convened by the St. Lucia Teachers Union to discuss stalled negotiations with the government negotiating team. So, Olia, just know that Grenada is not the only place that sort of thing is happening. So we want to take you to St. Lucia for this HTS report on the matter.
St. Lucia Teachers Union, SLTU, demands a sit-down with government to hold discourse on stalled salary negotiations and conditions of employment for 2016-2019. President Julian Monrose revealed that the Trade Union Federation, TUF, submitted proposals in November 2016, but gave the then new Alan Chasney administration time to adjust. However, Monrose claims that the conditions of work proposals were resubmitted on August 14, 2018, but to date, the union has not received word from government.
So we raised all of those issues with them. Colleagues, that was August 14th. To date, we have not gotten one response. They sat, they listened, and they told us they will get back to us. To me, the more I think of August 14th and their response, I get something in Creole comes to mind. Is that they listened to us and then they were saying bad choice.
Teachers have not received a pay upgrade for the last 6 years. Monroe says educators are frustrated with the current status of negotiations and poor working conditions.
It is like speaking with the ministry on those things. You feel at the meeting that you get in somewhere. They engage you, we speak. But after the meeting, that's it. The undertakings, not carried out. They say, okay, we look into this. We do more work in bringing to the ministry's attention the conditions of its schools than the ministry itself can find out. But we do it because we're concerned about the teachers and the students in the school. And people think we're only concerned about teachers. No, we're very much concerned about the children because that's our future.
TUF affiliates had recently rejected the offer of a lump sum by the government in lieu of negotiations. The SLTU president is calling on the government to conduct negotiations in the proper manner.
Why did we reject the idea of the word lump sum? One, we're not prostitutes. Money on the side for a little thing. We are professionals and we must be treated as such. We demand to which union that is working solve negotiates for Christmas. So isn't there life after Christmas?
On Monday, the Civil Service Association, CSA, silently protested following a no-go by the government for a planned meeting with members on Monday. The SLTU sided with the CSA.
So what the CSA is doing is in fact legitimate. It is right. We have waited for 6 years or more. Public servants have not gotten a salary increase. For 6 years, our conditions of work have been the same.
Julian Monrose urged civil servants to band together for the sake of all workers.
There will be other opportunities for us to gel and to work together, to fight together, because there are workers too. Workers' causes are workers' causes. Okay? And we're not going to divide ourselves, teachers versus civil servants. We have to work together.
The SLTU's current collective agreement is due to end on March 31st, 2019. The union has given the government negotiating team, GNT, no later than Thursday, March 14th to respond to its demands. Should they fail, the union will resubmit its demands and the onus will be on the GNT to decide the next course of action. Gina Filippi, HTS News Force.
Thank you very much, Gina. And folks, the next thing that we have to do is take a quick break, and when we come back, we have for you the National Report.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world. We can't wait for carnival, drinking rum and getting on, roaming all over the tongue. That is how we are, we fun. Whoa, ooh yeah, whoa, ooh yeah. Well, foreigners from all over, coming down to Grenada. Yes, they like in the job. Yes, they like in Spice Mass. Whoa, ooh yeah, whoa. Grenada to the world. They can't wait for us to come. They can't wait for us to come. Oh, you come. Split the rum, bring the gun. They can't. Get in your section, get in your direction. Get in your section, get in your direction. Follow the mass going, and we going, and we going. Let's follow the mass going, and we going, and we going. Get in your section.
It's a new year, so how about a new look? At Quartz Optical, we have the latest brand names and styles. Plus, get 20% off credit on 12 to 24 months. Instant credit approval while you are being tested. Get 15% off cash, so you can get that new frame to go into the new year. Only at Quartz Optical, the largest, fastest growing optical chain in the Caribbean. Special conditions apply.
Promotions presents Proceed, the reunion. Grenada, this is it. Wednesday, April 24th, and it's going down above the Ramadan 2. Wednesday leading into the Easter weekend.
Tell me, baby, are you done talking?
It's a reunion of mind, spirit, friends, and music, featuring today's hottest DJs in the mix, playing the biggest hits from the 90s.
Jump around and you know say you're ready.
Versus present day hits.
Run with it.
Ladies, get your early bird $35 tickets now. Plus, you can bring a 375 ml plastic bottle drink or less on board. General admission $45. Get your tickets now from Charlie's Bar and Pierre's Barbershop Victoria, the Natural Punch Shop, and Heather's Boutique in St. George's. Boarding time 7 p.m. Boat sales at 8 p.m. sharp. Proceed, the reunion. Wednesday, April 24th.
Alrighty, folks, and it is now time for the National Report.
Commonwealth Secretariat study identifies more than 20 new products that Grenada can export competitively. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Monday, March 11th, I am Rakisha St. Louis. A study commissioned by the Commonwealth Secretariat has identified 22 new products that Grenada can export competitively to drive the country's national export strategy. The study was commissioned on the request of Trade Minister Honorable Oliver Joseph on completion of a national export strategy which was presented last year. During the presentation of the study recently, he said if Grenada was to achieve maximum benefits from the strategy, the study was necessary to determine what products would give the country a competitive advantage. With the 22 new products and markets identified in the study called New Markets, New Products, Minister Joseph says Grenada needs to tap into them to bring down the country's billion-dollar trade deficit.
If you look at our food input bill for 2017, it was $211.2 million EC. There's almost 100 million US in food input bill. So as a ministry, we are extremely concerned of the high input bill overall, but particularly food input bill that we need to seriously address. And therefore, with the implementation of the strategy between 2017 and 2021, with the identification of these six priority sectors, I am confident that by the end of 2021, we could point to results.
Making reference to the study during Friday's meeting of the House of Representatives, the Trade Minister spoke specifically to the need to increase poultry production in Grenada.
There is a plan on food. Cabinet approved the poultry policy and has pledged support to the Poultry Association so that we can start local production of poultry meat, because we need to reduce on this high food input bill into our country.
Advisor at the Commonwealth Secretariat, Ms. Oliinka Bandeli, hopes the new product, new market approach to export diversification will open new opportunities to Grenada's export development.
We recognize that incentives are not always possible, so well-defined marketing plans can act as a roadmap or action plan to support market penetration into unexplored global markets.
Grenada anticipates an increase in visitors from Germany year-round as Condor Airlines and regional carrier Liat strike a new code-sharing arrangement for Grenada. This announcement was made by Ms. Francine Stewart, marketing manager at the Grenada Tourism Authority, during the world's leading travel trade show in Berlin on Friday. The new code-sharing arrangement will see an increase in flights throughout the year from Germany via Barbados. Stewart says passengers will connect to Liat in Barbados and will be exempted from security checks. Condor Airlines currently travels to Grenada once per week during the winter season.
Condor has confirmed with us that their interline agreement with Liat is a go, and they now have a full interline code-share agreement where we can now promote summer business from Germany, from Frankfurt, directly to Grenada via Barbados. So what that means for Grenada is that not only can we push business and travel and holidays with the German market during the winter, which is now on every Sunday, but also come summer, you can go to Grenada via Barbados with Condor every Saturday.
Stewart anticipates that the additional flights during the summer will boost Grenada's revenue during the festive seasons.
Grenada has 5 festivals during the summer, so we are going to say to the Germans, come to Grenada during the summer from anywhere from May all the way down to October and enjoy our summer festivals. So we are very happy to announce that this interline code-share agreement is finally a go, and we can now bump up and increase our visitor arrivals from the German market all year round.
The travel trade show gives the countries all over the world the opportunity to display their tourism product, dialogue with potential clients, and enjoy the culture of other countries. This is the National Report. We'll have more news after the break.
The safety on our roads make this a major priority. Health of our people, a crucial necessity. Accidents happen when road users are either irresponsible or inconsiderate in one way or the other. Play your part. Reduce your speed. Be attentive. It is your personal responsibility. Let 2017 be the start of no more road fatality. Be safe, be seen, be smart. So let's wise up as a nation. Get to your destination safe.
Welcome back. 30 teachers will access full-funded scholarships under the Caribbean Development Bank's Grenada Education Enhancement Project, GEEP. That announcement was made on Friday by Education Minister Honorable Emmeline Pear during the sitting of the lower house. Minister Pear said the cabinet-approved list consists of teachers who have begun studies but due to financial constraints were unable to continue. The shortlisting of the teachers falls under the ministry's mandate to provide training and extend support for development to teachers.
All of whom would have started studies, whether it be at the postgraduate level or as it relates to their bachelor's, many of them struggling to pay the cost of tuition and many of them struggling to continue. Some of them, as a matter of fact, would have stopped their studies due to financial reasons. So, Speaker, our cabinet took a decision that we would shortlist those 30 teachers in the first instance, gave approval, and would have passed on that list to the Caribbean Development Bank through a loan agreement with the government as a GEEP project for funding, full funding for over 30 teachers to continue their studies.
A committee has been established to shortlist a second batch of teachers for assistance under the GEEP project. However, it was suggested by Cabinet that focus must be placed on priority subject areas like mathematics, English, and science.
A second batch, Cabinet also directed that immediately a committee should be established so that a second batch of teachers can be accommodated under this funding. However, what we noticed in that first batch is that many of the priority areas were not covered. And so the Cabinet directed that focus must be placed on math, English, and science. And so the task now rests on the Ministry of Education to get back into our schools, identify the struggling teachers, identify the persons needing that support, and to engage them.
And finally, it started with their touchdown at the Maurice Bishop International Airport on Saturday afternoon and ended with a concert at the Cuthbert Peters Park. Grenadians came out to show their support for the 2019 International Soca Monarch Hollis Map, Mr. Killer, and his colleagues. Mr. Killer was met in the VIP lounge by ministers of government and officials of the Grenada Cultural Foundation, Spice Mass Corporation, along with the other artists who participated in the competition, Mr. Legs, Mandela Links, Vaughn, and Thunder, who all represented well and created history in the 1st of March competition in Trinidad and Tobago. On exiting the VIP lounge, the artists were greeted by an appreciative crowd who for a moment prevented the start of the brief ceremony because of their desire to take pictures and share hugs. Minister with responsibility for youth development, Honorable Kate Lewis, says the performance of all the artists is another moment for Grenadians to be extremely proud.
They have done us very proud throughout the past few weeks in Trinidad. We have been rooting for all of them, and they did not disappoint us. No. So, as we welcome them, we want to say thank you on behalf of the government of Grenada, the Ministry of Culture, and also all of our people. They have made our country proud, boosting our tourism product and also our carnival product, giving an unofficial launch to Spice Mass 2019. The anticipation is great. I say congratulations again to all of you guys, and most importantly to our international soca monarch, Mr. Killer, for running with it.
Honorable Oliver Joseph, parliamentary representative for the St. David constituency, home of the dynamic duo Litanati and Thunder, also made some brief remarks.
We look forward for the carnival coming, for you to do great things, and remember you're ambassadors for Grenada, and so as you travel throughout the world, you must represent Grenada and make Grenada proud as you made all of us proud. So I say welcome to every one of you.
An emotional Hollis Map, Mr. Killer told his fans that people must learn to believe in themselves until the world believes in them. He said prayer is a significant factor in any achievement.
This moment make me remember when some people told me that I wouldn't be nothing. When some people told me that I wouldn't make it, you know. My struggles and my pain has been the seeds, and my tears has been the water to those seeds. And today here I am, coming home with a crown that nobody thought it was possible to win.
He told the gathering that he could not have done it without the love and support of his people. Hence, he can stand on the stage as the International Soca Monarch in 2019.
This journey in Trinidad this year, winning this crown, didn't just start this year. It started a very long time ago. It started when somebody from Gun Battle, Guavton, named me Baby Killer. And then I sang a song called The Wood Can Done. And before that was Guava Alone. That is when it all began. Because the journey of life is a long one, but you have to keep yourself strong. You have to keep yourself rooted and grounded. I just want to say that this is a message not just for me. Today, this crown is not just for me, but it's for you, my people.
Third place winners in both the Soca Monarch and Groovy competition, Mr. Legs and Vaughn, both spoke of the experience.
The last day of Soca Monarch, I just decided, the last day of for the registration, I decided to just register, you know, because my aunt pushed me to, and I'm really glad that I did, because look at the outcome of it. You know, it was wonderful. It was a great experience for me and the other artists in Trinidad. Competition has been my thing from day one. I just stayed away from Grenada competition because, you know, I live in the US. So it's kind of hard for me to come early because of the timing to take part in the competition down here. But for Trinidad, it was easier for me. So, I mean, I love competition. I love competition, you know. People know me for Grenada Soca Monarch, placing third, the little boy from SAS, you know, so it's in me, it's in me.
It's been a long journey, as you know. The whole of Grenada probably know me by now. I know what I've been through, know where I started and where I am now. And it's been a very long, hard, but at the end of the day, I kept on working hard, and now I feel good about the outcome, but that's just the beginning. As I always say, a lot more to offer and a lot more to come.
Also sharing on the experience was Mandela Lynx, who was seen as one of the favorites to take the Groovy title.
It was tough, you know, but it was a great one. You know, it's a blessing from the Almighty God and the fans, getting that love and that support. All I ever needed, all I ever wanted, so that I could represent my country, my culture, and my nation, and the rest of the world, you know.
And what has that experience done for you in terms of an artist?
That experience has just made me stronger, make me a better person, teach me to love more, to understand life more, you know, and to gain respect, you know what I mean? And appreciate the people around me who give me the support so that I can get this far.
Following the official proceedings, the artists were taken around the island in a massive motorcade that took the eastern route and had its final stop at the Cuthbert Peters Park in Guelph, where the concert was held. That story just ended the national report for today, Monday, March 11th, recapping the top story. Commonwealth Secretariat study identifies more than 20 new products that Grenada can export competitively. On behalf of all those who made this newscast possible, I am Rikisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.
Thank you very much, Rikisha, and everyone else who were instrumental in the production of the national report. We have the generic weather for you, and here it is on your screen. Precipitation 10%, humidity 80%, wind 10 kilometers per hour, and the current temperature is, in St. George's is just around 26 degrees Celsius. All right. Now tonight's minimum temperature is expected to be just around 24 degrees Celsius, folks, and so that is your report for tonight. All right, so there's a chance of rain today. We see the same happening tomorrow, and let's just wait and see. All right, now I want to take the opportunity to say hi to a few people on the live, giving trouble as usual. Let's say Sheba, hello, Irma, we have Shireen, Samantha, Zaka, Nikki, Suzette, Ventris, Deslin, Trevelin. Also we have Nika and Esther Rayburn, Wendy Ann, Cheryl. We also see we have Nicole with us, Ala complaining about the star, Danica, as well as Jade. Who else we have with us? So many people here, man. Crisilda, Linton, my mom as well. We have Kevin. We have I see Kevin is star top fan +1. Who else we have with us? So many people. We have Andrea, okay, and everyone else. I want to say thank you for joining us, and those of you who are as well on WPG10. We see so many people are viewing via WPG10 as well, so we want to say thank you to you guys for tuning in as well. We're going to have another great program for you, and folks, you can expect a lot more live productions from us. We did promise you as that's going to be an added feature on the Mikey Live line of things that list of things to do. So expect a lot more live productions as we get closer and closer to Carnival. All right, we'll have a full calendar for you. We know that we will be bringing to you the Ecstasy mass band launch, so you can get ready for that. That happens in a few days. We are already putting things in place for that, and there's some other events that we can't talk about yet that we have on the calendar. So at least for persons who are not in Grenada, you'll be able to get the experience of things that are happening here at home. It was a lifelong dream, and we are putting things into action, into making it a reality. We want to say thanks again to everyone tuning in on the program, and to the loyal viewers, boy, they don't want nothing with all, you know. Thank you for being who you are. It's just that all of us get like a trouble sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're all supposed to be the watchdogs, not the troublemakers. And sometimes you're the troublemakers. Behave and be nice. That's the B's, right? Behave, be nice. Okay? And I'll have to talk to Facebook in terms of how we issue top fan badges. It's no longer going to be about participation. It's going to be about behavior. Anyway, guys, have a good one. We're going to be back with you tomorrow, God's willing. I want to say thanks again for viewing Mikey Live. Thanks again, folks. God bless you. Good night. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all say, Ja, no. Good night, everyone. Goodbye.